This is Cavan Local News, bringing you news updates every hour on the hour. Good morning, I'm Ron Burgundy, this is CLN News. Here are the top stories of the morning so far. The economic downturn caused the building industry to crash. Cavan Institute due to close after a Supreme Court battle with residents. Disaster struck Cavan Town as a deadly human virus has been found. Cavan Town makes history, the first man ever to have a baby. Lack of building going on is another reminder that the country has fallen into recession and Cavan Town is suffering from it. The amount of building contractors going under is serious and they cannot see a future in the building trade. This is a major problem here in Cavan Town, according to the Chamber of Commerce. Talking to Mr. Phil Brady of Arva, the well-known car sales family, he has informed us that his staff is now on a 3-day week due to the economic downturn, but he is hoping that the present government will be able to stable out the economy. CLN's Grainne O'Reilly talks to Charlie Nelligan, P. Elliott's manager.
Thank you, Ron. And now we're here joined by Charlie. Charlie, I see a lot of machinery lying idle in your yard. Can you tell me what that's about?
Well, you know something, things were never so bad. We have left off 85% of our workforce in the last couple of months because of the economic downturn. Things have got that bad, I think we're going back to the old days where people are going to emigrate out of this country to where there's more work.
And does it affect your bank balance or anything, the recession?
Well, at the present minute, the bank won't give us a penny. Because all our ratings have gone, I don't think we're going to get anywhere. But on the good side of things, maybe the banks cut the interest rate this morning by 1.5%. And with the new election of a president in America, maybe things might be for the better. And in the future, people might start investing and we'll get there. Sure, it won't be that bad. It's not the end of the world.
And this has been me, Grainne O'Reilly from CLN News, outside Elliott's. Back to you, Ron, in the studio.
We are now joined with Paul Brady on location.
After months of deliberation in the Supreme Court, Cavan Institute has lost the battle against residents and is now faced with no option but to close due to the extreme cost of the court. Cavan Institute is the only third-level education college in County Cavan, and with over 1,500 students attending, this is devastating news.
Hi, I was just wondering if I could ask you a couple of questions.
Yeah, sure.
What is your opinion about Cavan Institute closing down?
It's a disaster, really. I mean, like, I was going to go into second year and then next year, and the college closing down, where the hell am I going to go?
So what are your plans for the future now?
Probably going to have to try and apply for Dublin, Trinity College or somewhere, I don't know.
Thank you very much. Sorry, I was just wondering if I could ask you a couple of questions.
About what?
What is your opinion on Cavan Institute closing down?
Why is it closing down?
Because the residents have actually brought them to court and they can no longer afford to keep the college open. How do you feel about that?
That's ridiculous. Where else are we supposed to go to study? Because I mean, if people live in like Cahill or in Cavan Town, where else are they going to go except for Monaghan or for Dublin or somewhere like that?
So what are your plans now?
Well, if I can make a protest or something to keep the college going, and if not, well then I'm just not going to have a good education at all.
Thank you very much.
Good morning. Good morning.
It is, it's quite cold. May I ask you a couple of questions? I was just wondering, what is your opinion on Cavan Institute closing down?
You know something, it's the best news I've ever heard. We fought for it not to be built in the first place and now all our fighting is over. It's finished.
Do you not think it's a shame though that there no longer be a college in Cavan?
Well, there's a couple of issues now on hand that we have to worry about. I suppose to an extent the money issue is a big problem. It's going to be a big loss in revenue to the community in Cavan, especially the shopkeepers, etc. Because I think you're 1,500 students here. It's a lot of students.
What do you reckon will happen to the building?
Well, that's our major problem. We've now got a white elephant here. The fact that there's no more students going to be in the town. What are they going to do to it? We hear so many talks about them closing army barracks and prisons around the country. I wonder will they use it for something like that? Put a bound round it and use it as a prison or something? No, you wouldn't know.
Thank you very much.
Following a survey carried out in the college, figures show that many students simply cannot afford to travel long distances. As a result of this closure, the majority of these students will lose out on third-level education. The closest college to the county is Dundalk IT, which means in order to attend, students will have to travel to and from the college each day, or possibly rent accommodation closer. This is also distressing news to many special needs and even mature students that have been given the opportunity to further their education in a friendly and familiar area. This is Paul Brady reporting from the Supreme Court, CLN News.
We all know that the financial crisis reached nearly every country around the world, especially New York's hospitality workers, waitresses, tour guides, bar persons, sales assistants. There are no tourists, so there are no jobs.
A new report by the New York Tourism Association revealed that 600,000 New York jobs, or 6% of all the state's employment, were created by the tourism industry in 2007. The report noted visitors spent $51 billion in the local economy during the year. As of July 2008, New York's leisure and hospitality industry employed 700,000 people, an increase of 1.1% from last year. According to the United States Department of Labor, tourism also generated $6.8 billion in state and local taxes in 2007. State officials have been planning to expand marketing for New York tourism. They plan to spend $60 billion by 2020 on marketing the state's tourism spots. The leisure and hospitality industry nationwide employed 13 million people in August 2008. According to the BLS, the industry saw an unemployment rate of 8.7%, with 800,000 jobs opening and 900,000 higher.
We are asking people how they feel about the financial crisis and how it affects their jobs and their lives. Please tell me, are you feeling confident about getting a job as a student?
Now, at the moment, I'm very insecure about getting jobs. Students 2 years ago found it very easy to get jobs. They just flew into them. But I'm finding it very hard. I have to fight for my position. Times are very hard now.
We pay our bills with tips, and if people don't come to eat here, then we can't pay these bills. We were closed for a week at 9/11, and since that we have never recovered from the financial crisis. The village is for tourists, yet there are no tourists coming here. Our business is in chaos, and therefore we have to close.
Please tell me about the situation in New York's tourism crisis. Are there any particular reason why it's happening, and what can we do to make it better?
Hello. Well, with the state's current economic condition, it's especially critical that we maintain a strong statewide brand, and we continue to do that. We're using the best, most up-to-date marketing techniques to increase awareness of the many natural, historic and cultural attributes that New York State has to offer, and we are seeking the fruits of our labour. The remarkable growth seen over the past 4 years proves that New York State tourism industry continues to be a valuable asset to our country's economy.
We don't know what's going to happen, how far unemployment will develop, and will we be able to get over a financial crisis? We just can pray and hope for the best.
The discovery was covered by 2 army men who destroyed the mercenary camp with a fuel air bomb. The host of this deadly virus is a white Capuchin monkey, which was brought to Ireland to be sold illegally. It is believed that the monkey was brought to a pet shop in Cavan. Soon after, the owner was admitted to Cavan Hospital with very strange symptoms. Then after a day, a person was admitted to the hospital with the same symptoms. Also, some hospital staff have become ill very quickly, and they have the same symptoms as the other people. This virus was alerted to the authorities and was then alerted to virologists. They then came down to Cavan and put the hospital under quarantine. Soon after, more and more people turned up to the hospital with the same symptoms. The virus seems to be spreading more and more as time goes by. The army is taking action to close down Cavan Town. If you try to get out of town, you will be arrested. The authorities are taking no chances with this virus. The monkey has still not been found, and if it is not found, it will be a catastrophe. The monkey is believed to carry the cure for this deadly virus.
Are the home of Alex and Siobhan blah blah. They are the first family in history for the husband to actually give birth to a baby. It's the most extraordinary, abnormal and just weirdest thing to happen, but they're just overjoyed with the baby. So now we're going to ask them a couple of questions. How did you come to the conclusion that you were pregnant in the first place?
Well, to be honest, my wife and myself were trying for a baby for a long time, honestly. I never thought I'd be the one that would end up having a baby. Because, you know, I'm just happy. So, I was feeling a bit sick on and off for about 2 weeks, I'd say. So I decided to go to the doctor. And the doctor was uncertain what was wrong with me. I was sent for several scans and tests and everything. So while I was having my scan, they found something in my stomach, I didn't know what it was. And I thought it was a cancerous lump. I was a bit suffering.
So you were scared of that?
Unbelievably. But the nurse said it had a heartbeat, and we were just like,
how could it have a heartbeat?
yeah, it's
I
like,
don't understand that.
it's kind of funny, but I was completely shocked, so I didn't know what to do. I thought I was hearing things. You wouldn't be shocked to see it normal for you, but
I know, if my husband.
yeah, it's kind of, yeah. The nurse was sure it was a baby, but I couldn't understand how I could be pregnant.
How did you come with this?
I was shocked. I thought it was some kind of joke. I was in work when he ran and he said that we were expecting a baby. I wanted to know how he knew this. I hadn't even done a pregnancy test because I didn't know we were trying. But I hadn't done a pregnancy test there when he explained what the doctor said. I actually dropped the phone in shock. And all I could hear was him go shvone, shvone, shvone. I just couldn't believe it, but I picked up the phone and he explained what the doctor said, that they're not like that happy. I was just in shock for days.
Symptoms or you have a prayer?
Washing powder.
The washing powder?
Washing powder.
Yeah.
Called the baby. It's a girl.
It's
a girl,
Called her
yeah.
Grainne.
Thanks very much for this great interview. It's very beneficial in the future, and it's helping more kids. And if there's any problems with that, sure, please call and talk. So, Leanne, how do you feel about man having a baby?
To be honest, I think it's a complete disgrace.
Thank you, Kent. I'm here in Virginia town amongst a stir of fear as residents are witness to unnatural and extraterrestrial events. One witness has caught this on his phone. An everyday prank or a hostile neighbour passing by? I asked the local residents of Virginia what they thought of these events.
Yeah, I think it's like, it's happening enough already.
Ah, come on. Aliens. What next? Bigfoot on a pub crawl.
No, I don't believe that stuff. Bunch of weirdos, I think.
Yeah, sure, my mate saw one there at the weekend when we were at the nightclub. It was kind of like a big floating plate with lights and stuff.
Next we have footage which was handed in just earlier today, a sighting of what is possibly one of the actual aliens from these UFOs. First, I speak to the man who witnessed the creature and managed to capture it on tape. Thank you for speaking with me. And of course, we respect your decision to remain anonymous.
Thank you, Dirk. It was just too terrifying.
Now, could you please tell me what happened that day?
Well, I was hanging around in this alleyway, minding my own business, with my camera, when I thought I heard a weird noise. So I was looking down the alley when the big thing walks past. Tell you, scared the crap out of me.
Astounding. Well, that's all from here in Virginia. Until the aliens invade Ireland again, I'm Dirk Douglas, reporting for Plus One News. Good night.